Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's update video. This week I would like to show you a little about how we're going about designing the new planets. We are currently experimenting with the different scales of the planets to determine how we want to build them and at what resolution we can or want to work at. One of the things we want to do is carefully handcraft the planet's surface to provide a more interesting playing experience and more interesting terrain features all over the planet. Since the planets are smaller, we have a higher resolution to work at. In Space Engineers, 1 pixel on the height map is about 20 by 20 meters. But in Medieval Engineers we want a higher resolution because it allows us to create more interesting looking planets. So as you can see in this picture, here we have a rough mock-up of what we are experimenting with. You can see different height maps, different locations that people can build castles on, and you can see natural or semi-natural choke points. This is how it looks like when we have a little height map. This is basically the step we use before we actually have it translated to the planets. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, there are no terrain features. There's no grass, there's no trees, there are no materials. It's really quite basic. Obviously, this is not how it looks like in the game, but this is the first step that we use to get the right size that we are looking for. Also, the shapes look kind of weird. That's because we haven't actually had the chance to make it look natural yet. Here you can see that we are trying to build on it. We built a drawbridge, and as you can see, the size is it fits the hill quite nicely. It looks like a proper drawbridge. And here you can see the little castle forming, and it's kind of following the natural outlines of the wall. This more closely resembles the way castles were built back in the days. It's another angle, and you can see more clearly now how the natural choke points are easily defensible. And you don't have to build a giant castle to completely block off access. The benefit of this is that newer players, or players who simply don't have that much time, can still build a good looking castle without having to build a huge amount of blocks before they can properly wall off their own areas. In this picture we are showing you a little bit more about the terrain features that we have. The red lines kind of indicate the natural routes that people would take walking around the areas. It's like roads. You can see the different areas that people can build the castles on. Like you see a little orange area up here. Maybe that's there's a gold mine there. You can build your castle there. Or you see a more larger area. It's a little larger brown area. You could build a big castle there. This is how people can pick their locations where they want to build. So in this picture you can see like a little bit of what it would look like if people were building in these areas. You can see a little wall being formed there with a little stairs up the mountain. You can see a gatehouse in the middle of the road blocking the road, and up here you have a nice castle being formed. This is actually the same scene, except now we actually have the trees growing. As you can see, the unnaturalness of the terrain is already starting to get a little masked by the trees, but obviously we are going to make the planets look a lot more natural than they are in these test areas. Well, that was it for this week's update video. We tried to show you a little about how the planets are being made, and I hope you found it very interesting. In addition, we would like to show you a little story video that we are now working on. It's going to be a little episode every week where we are going to showcase the features that we are working on as we are building them. I hope you guys like this and let us know. I hope to see you all next week. Goodbye.